Hi. All right. Welcome to this part. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make money as a creative writer. I know we already covered that a bit in creating information products. You can sell novels as a creative writer. Also, information products, you can add a couple of fun facts, scientific facts, just to, you know, educate people and also while you're entertaining them. But apart from novels, novel is a lot of time and brain commitment, right? Before your work can qualify as a novel, huh, you must have done a lot of work. So, just in case you are more interested in shorter kinds of writing, then another way to make money is in writing contests. People have money, right? And they enjoy giving out for a reason or the other. Now, some people give it out in forms of grants, funding for company, etc. But we as writers also have a chance in that market because there are people that enjoy reading stories and they would gladly pay for it. Now, there are two types of writing contents: essay writing, short story writing. In fact, there are more types of writing contents, but I think this particular video is specifically focused on creative writing. So yeah, there are two types, the essay and the short story. There's also poem writing and a couple of others anyway. Now, essay writing is exactly what it sounds like, but some people don't know what it means. Now, remember when I was talking about creative writing and I gave a sample, mentioned when we're growing up in primary school and they ask you to write an essay about yourself. You remember that, right? Okay, now, when people hear essay, they tend to think fiction. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, and I know it's wrong orientation and it's the way we were brought up, but essay is not necessarily fiction. Most of the time, in fact, 90, let me say 95% of the time, essay means non-fiction. Non-fiction is creative, not formal, but not unreal, right? So when you say write an essay about yourself, it is creative writing. You're telling a story, but it's real. It's not something that doesn't exist. It's not purely imagination. It's my name is this. I love red. I like playing with my friends. I enjoy traveling. I once saw a dinosaur. It's an essay. It's real, but it's creative. It's not a how to become a freelance writer kind of writing. So it is creative writing. So essay writing is non-fiction. In this kind of writing, you can put references like citations, like other scientific or academic writing where they put references. You can put references in essay writing. They call it bibliography at the end of the writing. That's the common word when it's essay. So you can put references, you can quote data in essay, you can use data statistics, you can um bring stories from real life happenings or news reports or something like that. So your goal is usually to answer a question, and the question is related to whatever theme, whatever topic that the contest is about. So most contests have a theme. They have something that they want you to talk about. Remember in the assignment for the creative writing, if you went through that video, the assignment was write a short story with the theme confessions. So confessions is wide. Anybody can come from any angle and still be within the scope of the theme confession. So anybody can go non-fiction, people can go fiction. Even you can even write a poem to reflect the theme confession. The most important part is you're not deviating from the theme. So there are two types. For this what's it called? For essay writing, it's usually non-fiction. So you're permitted to cite, you're permitted to use real life stories, you're permitted to even use fictional stories, you're permitted to quote people, to use data and all of that. Then the short story writing is mostly fiction. An example is the Commonwealth short story. It's a very common um writing contest. If you don't know about it, then you should know about it. Just search for Commonwealth on Google and subscribe to their newsletter. They'll tell you when the next um contest is coming up. It runs twice in a year. I think they're rounding up one at the moment. But at the moment, this is December, so they're currently rounding up one. So that is a short story, right? And they tell you um this doesn't usually have the theme. They just tell you to write a short story. They give you guidelines. They can tell you that they want it to be African, just African. That can be the theme. Or they can tell you that there's no limitation, just give it your best shot and you should not be more than 5,000 words. You should not have more than 3 chapters, those kinds of things. So, and people make a lot of money from this, apart from making money as a winner, because there's always a prize attached, a monetary prize, because money rules the world. You don't give people, don't tell people I'll give you recognition because you won. Who needs that? Because there's always a prize attached to each winning position. Sometimes it's up to ₦1,000,000. Some people go to $1,000, depending on the kind of contest that you're participating in. And okay, if you remember again from the creative writing video where I mentioned that there was this community World of Writers, right? I told you we met at the Wole Soyinka writing competition. So the winners of that for that particular year, I think it was 2020, the winners got cash prizes over I think 500,000 naira, 300,000 naira, and 200,000 naira for the first three. So it it varies, the prices vary, and apart from the prize money, the cash prize, you also have access to network. When those kinds of contests are organized, it's not just about giving you the money, it's about putting your name out there. So if you're lucky to win a writing contest, your life will not remain the same because they're not just going to give you the money and leave you alone. They want you to keep progressing. They want you to actually establish yourself as a writer because contrary to popular beliefs, writers are not celebrated as much as they should be. So that is why these kinds of contests exist. And once they pick a winner or once they pick winners, they try to push your career forward. So if you can win a writing contest, you're set for life. I'm telling you. Now, how to find contests? Ask Google. Just go to Google and ask writing contest. Just just writing contest. You will find a lot and with different requirements, different submission deadlines, different participatory limitations and all of that. Just ask Google. Then on social media, you can use certain hashtags to find contests like essay writing, hashtag writing competition. You'll find them on social media. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on Facebook. So yeah, those are the most popular platforms for writing competitions, I have to say. You won't find much of that on LinkedIn or Twitter. But Instagram and Facebook, yeah, you're very, very likely to find a lot of essays of writing contests going on there. But that doesn't mean you cannot search on other platforms. You can. It's just I've never found them, so I cannot speak authoritatively that you will find them. But Facebook and Instagram for sure, you can find a lot of writing essays there. And then another way is to join writing communities. Uh, Making reference to this particular community that I've been mentioning, World of Writers. Up till date, we still have people that share contests, share contests, share the deadlines, even encourage people. We have people that form teams and say, okay, let's apply for this contest together. Let's help each other. We help each other edit, review, and all of that. So writing communities help in a lot of ways, not just for creative writing, it's for all the kinds of writing. Belonging to a community takes you places. That's just it. It helps you navigate a lot of stuff in the industry. So that's how to find writing contests. I would show you my Instagram page, but this is a laptop and I'm not really fond of accessing Twitter on Instagram or Instagram on a laptop because, well, the interface is not very nice. So you can go to Instagram and search for writing competition. There is you can search for Commonwealth stories. If you can find Commonwealth story, you're going to find, related pages like that too. There's another one called Spring LM, I think. I'm not sure. But if you go to Instagram and search for it, you're going to find it when you get there. So there are a lot of organizations that always run writing competition. When I say always, I mean always. Sometimes 2 times, 3 times every year they run these competitions and contests, and there's always a prize, a cash prize attached to it. And there's also another one, Pen on Fire. Yeah, this one is you have to pay for this one anyway. Pen on Fire. You have to pay to participate in this one, and the winners usually get ₦1 million, 2 million, depending on how many people apply and how many sponsors they have. So yes, that's another example. So this is how to find writing contests, and it's another way to put yourself out there and also to make money. The only disadvantage of this one is there's no guarantee. It's something that when they say I'm passionate about this, it's mostly true for essay for creative writing because it's only passion that keeps you going. There's possibility you apply for multiple contests and nothing, absolutely nothing. You get nothing in return. So it's passion that keeps people going. That's the only disadvantage. There's no you can't track the application, you cannot ask for feedback, you can't nothing. It's just you send your work into the vacuum and you pray for a response. If you don't get a response, you move on. That's it. The tips for writing contests: follow all the instructions. Every writing contest has its instructions. It has word count. Not everyone has the exact kind of instruction, keep in mind, but every contest has instruction. So some have word count limits, some specifically tell you they want you to submit as a Word document with Times New Roman in size 15 with header as size 20 and a short bio on the first page. Just follow the instructions. Little things are what disqualify people in these kinds of content. So as long as instructions are clear, follow them to the letter. Let them know that you pay attention to details. The next is to give yourself enough time. Now, finding contest is a luck game. It's a game of luck. So sometimes you might find this and realize that you have just 1 week to submit. Usually, for me, somebody like me, I don't even bother because it's creative writing. Creative writing takes time. Forget procrastination or you're being lazy. You cannot rush creative writing. You can rush blog writing, blog post writing because you have information, you have what's it called? Content on Google that you can, that can give you inspiration, that you can just filter out information from and use to build your own ideas. But creative writing it takes more to actually come up with something reasonable. So if there's not enough time for you to idealize to conceptualize your ideas and put it down in such a way that it will be attractive, don't bother. If you don't have enough time, just don't do it. Look for another contest to apply to. That's my advice. But if you think you can handle it, by all means, go ahead. Then edit thoroughly and ruthlessly. This goes without saying. I mean, it's a writing contest. So apart from the story, they are looking for your attention to detail. They want to know that you actually understand the elements of grammar and correct writing. Emotion is king here. Remember, it is creative writing. People make decisions based on emotion. Whether you're writing an essay, which is non-fiction, or you're writing a fiction, emotion is king here. You need to use words that make people feel. You need to use words that make people think. You need to use words that hit people, that annoy people, that make people laugh out. Like you need to draw out something from them. If somebody is reading your story and there's no response, there's no physical, a body response. Of course, you won't be there to read it, but at least you should be able to judge if there's going to be some kind of body reaction to the story. If people are reading your story and they don't react in any way, that story has failed. Because it's creative writing, it's storytelling, and somebody just has to feel something. If nobody's feeling anything, I'm sorry, but no, you're not there yet. So emotion is king here. Choose your words carefully. Show, don't tell. I've mentioned that in the creative writing. Let people feel, make people cry, make people angry, make people happy. Let them feel something from your story. Let them advocate for your characters, people that are not real. Let them get angry at something, at the government. Maybe you're writing an essay about how unfair the government is. Let them feel how angry you are at the government. Just let them feel something. Submit early. um, a lot of people, including me, I'm not going to lie, myself included, we tend to wait till the last minute before we submit, which is bad, very, very bad, because people that submit early have a better chance if they do a good job. Keyword here. They have a better chance if they do a good job. Now, most of the times, they do a good job, those that submit early. And some judges, to to avoid being bombarded with too much information or too much emotion, they just tend to drift towards the earlier submissions, and they justify it by saying, well, you submitted early, you're time sensitive, or you have strong time management. They just use something to judge the success of your work to complement or to supplement the original content of your work. So when you can, please submit early. Don't stop at one. Remember, I said the disadvantage of writing contest is there is no feedback, there is no loop, there is nothing. There's just silence. You don't know what you did wrong. You don't, and it's creative writing. I mean, how can somebody tell you what you did wrong? If you want to go this path, if you want to go this route for making money as a writer, don't just do one and stop. I mean, give it your best shot. Give it, put your best foot in, give it everything you've got. And when you've tried and you can confidently say, okay, I tried, this isn't for me, then you can move on. But don't just do one and then you move on. Unless you're absolutely sure that nope, this is not for me. Then of course you can stop at one. And the last one is ask for help as soon as you need it. And by ask for help, yeah, I mean starting from when you see the contest information and you have a question, there's always an email. If you have any questions, send us an email. They're always ready to respond through email. So if you have any question, if you have any doubts, if you need help with anything, tug on your network. If it's not something that the contest organizers can help you with, ask your network, which is why belonging to a writing community is also very beneficial. Ask people for help. You'll be surprised at how nice people are. The benefits of reading the community is we understand. We know what you're going through. When you drop a question on the group, maybe on a WhatsApp group, and somebody reads it, there's a high chance we've been through something similar, or we have a friend that has been through something similar, or it's just there is a connection there, it resonates with us. So if we can help, we will help because we've been there and we know how frustrating it is. So when you need help, anytime you need help, ask for it immediately. Don't wait until the last moment, and don't just stop at asking once. People are busy. Sometimes I don't even open groups, so I just mark as read and I disappear. So if you know that there are specific people that can help you on that group, tag them, like tag their handles, let them know that your attention is needed. They're going to respond if they have answers, and if they don't, they might recommend someone for you. When you need help, ask for help. All right, that's it. That's all for writing contest. If you're going into this, I really wish you the best of luck. And remember, don't stop at one. Don't. It's a lot of commitment. So give it your best shot. All right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.